Hey guys, I'm Jared, and today we're talking about what's new in board gaming as of July 19th, 2024. I'll be covering the latest news, announcements, most played games, hot new Kickstarters and crowdfunded games, and more related to board gaming for the past 2 weeks. At the end, I'll also be sharing what's going on behind the scenes with my YouTube channel, Meeple Mentor. So stick around, we've got a lot to cover. Leave me a like and comment on what kinds of updates that you want to hear more about. And to make sure that you don't miss any of my news updates, new video tutorials, or our podcast episodes, be sure to subscribe on YouTube and your preferred streaming platform. Let's get started with some crowdfunding. First up, dive into the world of Catacombs Fortress of Nazemore, a standalone dungeon crawler that enhances and expands the Catacombs 3rd Edition. With the thrill of flicking wooden hero pieces to battle monsters and the excitement of a new campaign format, this game is a must-have. It's designed for 2 to 4 players aged 14 and up, guaranteeing 60 to 90 minutes of pure fun. Hurry, the Kickstarter campaign ends on August 2nd. Welcome to the Edge of Oblivion in Brink, the card game, where 2 to 5 players, ages 14 and up, become rival factions in a strategic battle for survival. With a constantly shifting board and market, your strategies will need to be as dynamic as the post-apocalyptic world that you're navigating. The countdown to the end of the Kickstarter campaign is on. It wraps up July 22nd. Ready for a thrilling adventure in the realm of Norse mythology? Well, The Flames of Fafnir by Lucky Duck Games lets you become a fearless dragon hunter, battling mythical beasts and gathering ancient artifacts. With its eye-catching artwork, modular boards, and unique dice drafting mechanism, this game promises a riveting solo or competitive experience for 1 to 4 players lasting around 90 minutes. Don't miss out, the Kickstarter campaign is live until July 30th, offering you a golden ticket to challenge the legendary dragon Fafnir. Get ready to unleash your inner monster. Monsterpocalypse, the board game, is a thrilling fusion of mythic games and privateer press that breathes new life into the classic Monsterpocalypse miniatures game. Whether you're a protector or a destroyer, you'll be leading units into the city, hunting down opponents, and leaving a trail of destruction behind. With 8 iconic miniatures, a double-sided game board, and everything you need for solo, co-op, or competitive play, this game is perfect for 1 to 3 players aged 14 and up. Don't miss out, the Kickstarter ends on August 1st. So are you ready for 30 to 60 minutes of monstrous fun? Ever wondered what it's like to command a fleet in the South and East China Seas? Breaking the Chains: War in the South China Sea 2.0 by Compass Games is your ticket to a hypothetical conflict around the year 2020. With a mounted map, upgraded counters, and a colorized rulebook, you'll be navigating through black ops, cyber warfare, and political twists. But don't wait too long, the Kickstarter campaign ends on July 23rd. Unleash your inner DJ with Mixtape, a captivating card game by Talon Strike Studios that transports you to the golden era of mixtapes. As a player, you'll curate your own unforgettable playlist from various genres using smart game mechanics like drafting, set collection, and a unique rewind action. The Kickstarter campaign for this nostalgia-packed game is live until July 28th. Designed for 1 to 4 players aged 14 and up, each game lasts about 30 minutes, perfect for a quick trip down memory lane. Step into the boots of a World War II general with Aces and Armor by PKB Games. This thrilling board game pits Germany against the Allies in a high-stakes battle for control over production facilities. Command your infantries, tanks, artillery, and aircraft to outwit your opponents and seize victory. With 1 to 4 players ages 14 and up and a playtime of 120 to 240 minutes, this Kickstarter gem wraps up on August 1st. Don't miss your chance to rewrite history. Ready to plunge into a world teeming with aquatic wonder and Australian species? The upcoming expansion, New Shores for Zoo Tycoon the board game, developed by Triceratops, is set to make a splash. With an innovative animal exchange board, 3 new biomes, and a plethora of new species, your zoo is about to get a whole lot wilder. Don't forget, this game is perfect for 1 to 4 players aged 13 and up, and the Kickstarter campaign ends on August 1st, 2024. So, are you ready to dive in? Dive into a world of magic and mystery. Yonder, a fantasy worker placement game, is your ticket to an enchanting adventure. Designed by Hakan Holgadne and brought to life by Dave Clark, the creative genius behind Villagers, Streets, and Moon, this game invites 1 to 4 players aged 14 and up to gather resources, explore magical locations, and complete quests in 60 to 90 minutes of captivating gameplay. Don't miss out, the Kickstarter ends on August 15th. Step into a realm of Kingless, a board game that's all about strategy and power. Conceived by Hakan Holgadne, the genius behind Villagers, Streets, and Moon, this game will have you navigating treacherous terrains, gathering resources, forming alliances, and battling for dominance. With its immersive artwork and mechanics, every decision you make is crucial. Suitable for 2 to 6 players aged 14 and up, and each game lasts between 10 and 30 minutes. The Kickstarter ends on August 16th, so seize your chance to conquer the kingdom. Ready to rule a kingdom, outwit your friends, and dive into a world of fantasy? Winds of Numa Sera, a dark fantasy series that started as a graphic novel, has now morphed into an immersive board game. Until August 16th, you can join 2 to 4 players aged 12 and up for a 60 to 90 minute adventure where you control a unique kingdom and strive to be the first to beat any win condition. Whether you're a fan of the graphic novel or a board game enthusiast, this game promises a thrilling blend of fantasy and heart, sure to reawaken the adventurer within you. Step into the shores of an artificer in the enthralling board game Sprocket Forge. Build your own enchanted factory, juggling gears to create an efficient system that produces mana and completes orders for renown. But beware, as mana can jam your vents, so keep a keen eye on cleanliness while chasing points. Designed for 1 to 5 players ages 14 and up, each game lasts 60 to 90 minutes, promising a magical experience. The Kickstarter ends on August 15th. Moving over to GameFound, get ready for a heart-pounding adventure with Iocus Games' latest board game, Prison: Can You Escape? You and 1 to 5 of your cleverest friends aged 16 and up are thrown into a high-security prison where you'll face secrets, betrayal, and danger. In a suspense-filled 30 minutes, you'll need to outsmart guards, crack codes, and find hidden passages to freedom. Don't delay, the GameFound campaign is ticking away and ends on July 30th. It's time to plot your escape. Step into the shoes of a master restorer in the captivating game 1980 Sixtina. This gem from Looping Games' 1900 series whisks 2 to 4 players off to the Sistine Chapel, immersing them in the restoration of Renaissance frescoes from 1980 to 1994. With each 45-minute play, strategy, history, and artistry come alive for players ages 10 and up. Don't miss out, the GameFound campaign wraps up on July 23rd. Set your thrusters to full speed with Pandora Celeste, a heart-racing, card-driven board game by Gun Tower Games that joyfully echoes the spirit of space survival cinema. In this adrenaline-fueled adventure, 1 to 6 players ages 14 and up must outlast the dangers aboard the ship and confront lurking monsters, all within a suspenseful 90-minute scenario. The game's climax is reached when a crew member daringly detaches an escape module, but true triumph is in completing your mission without the rest of the crew. Mark your calendars, the GameFound campaign concludes on July 23rd. Step into the shoes of a fearless hunter in the Cursed Castle Solo Game of the Month by Gabe Barrett. Your quest is to cleanse an ancient castle of its lurking evil using dice to outsmart traps, crush minion armies, and topple formidable overlords. As you delve deeper, you'll discover mighty artifacts and skills that could turn the tide of your adventure. This thrilling 1 to 4 player game, suitable for players ages 14 and up, lasts 120 minutes and is available on GameFound until August 5th. So gear up for an epic journey to lift the castle's curse. Dive into the enchanting world of Sirens: The Deep Sea by Forgotten Tales. This thrilling board game for 1 to 4 players ages 12 and up takes you on a cooperative 90 to 120 minute adventure in the mesmerizing yet eerie depths of the ocean. Gather resources, erect buildings, establish supply chains, and nurture your sirens while battling diverse cultures, fearsome monsters, and formidable bosses. With the choice of scenarios or free mode and unpredictable events that change your game each time, this GameFound campaign ending on July 29th promises an unforgettable deep sea journey. Unleash your inner deity with Kemet: Rise of the Gods. This thrilling expansion to the hit strategy game Kemet, Blood and Sand lets you command armies, harness divine powers, and shape Egypt's destiny. With fresh game modes and tile colors, you can form alliances and bring your god to the battlefield. The GameFound campaign wraps up on August 8th, so don't miss your chance to play this 90-minute epic. This expansion is open to 1 to 6 players aged 14 and up. Get ready for a heart-pounding, adrenaline-fueled ride with Terrorscape Putrefied Enmity. This thrilling expansion to the much-anticipated Terrorscape game lets 2 to 4 players aged 14 and up dive into a classic horror movie scenario. Will you outrun the terror or become the terror itself in this 30-minute hidden movement board game? Hurry, the GameFound campaign ends on July 28th, so don't miss your chance to join the horror. Embark on a magical journey with Mantic Games' 40th anniversary collection of Jim Henson's Labyrinth, the board game. This collector's edition, designed for 1 to 5 players aged 6 and up, offers a 90-minute adventure through the labyrinth's twists and turns. With the new humongous expansion, exclusive miniatures, and revised rules, players can help Sarah defeat Jareth or prevent Toby from becoming a goblin babe within 13 enchanting hours. Remember, the GameFound campaign concludes on August 5th. Join the legendary heroes of the DC Universe in DC Superheroes United by CMON. This cooperative board game invites you and up to 4 friends to strategize, engage in epic battles, and enjoy stunning miniatures. With its simple rules and deep strategy, it's a 30-minute thrill ride for players aged 14 and up. Don't forget, the GameFound campaign wraps up on July 31st. Getting into the industry news, the Game Manufacturers Association, GAMA, is rolling out the red carpet for underrepresented communities in the games industries with the 2024 Horizons Fellowship Program. Whether you're a budding publisher crafting a tabletop game, a new publisher already in the game, or a retailer looking to open a tabletop game business, this is your chance to shine. Selected participants will receive a host of benefits, including a 1-year GAMA membership, a grant for business expenses, travel stipends, and lodging for GAMA Expo 2025 and Origins Game Fair 2025, and even booth opportunities at these events. So gear up for an 8-month accelerator program that could be your ticket to the big leagues. The Games Manufacturers Association reported a spellbinding turnout for the Origins Game Fair 2024, with a headcount of 17,706 attendees, marking a 9% increase from the previous year's total, 16,082. However, this figure still trails the pre-pandemic attendance in 2019, which drew a crowd of over 20,000. The fair, which took place from June 19th to the 23rd, also saw an increase in exhibitors from 305 in 2023 to 326 in 2024. The Academy of Adventure Gaming Arts and Design rolled out the red carpet at the Origins Game Fair, inducting 5 new members into their Hall of Fame. The honorees included 2 game designers, Matt Leacock, known for his work on Pandemic, Forbidden Island, and Forbidden Desert, and the late Terry Amthor, the mind behind Shadow World and Cult. The art side wasn't left out, with Magic the Gathering artists Rebecca Guay and Christopher Rush and D&D illustrator David Trampler joining the illustrious ranks. The event also saw the induction of 2 games into the Hall of Fame, The Amazing Labyrinth by Ravensburger and Twilight Struggle by GMT Games. Next, let's look at newly announced games and expansions coming to retail. Get ready to rule in Minos: Dawn of the Bronze Age. This civilization-building game, designed by Stanislav Kordanovsky, lets you control a Minoan clan vying for the title of Minos, or king. You'll build cities, open trade routes, expand your kingdom, and fend off barbarians, all while managing the city council. Designed for 1 to 4 players aged 14 and up, this game offers 90 to 150 minutes of strategic fun. Prepare for a slimy skirmish in Snails, an English edition battle game by Galacta Games, set to slide into retail in 2024. Designed by Damian Stanowski, players lead squads of mollusks in a fierce fight over the Gastropodia Islands. The game, driven by action selection and hand management mechanics, reveals new gear and traps as each island sinks. Suitable for 2 to 4 players ages 14 and up, the game promises 45 to 90 minutes of mollusk mayhem. Deep Print Games is set to release a new tile-laying game, Intarsia, in September. Crafted by Azul designer Michael Kiesling, players become artisans creating intarsia, a form of woodworking that makes parquet flooring. The game is a contest of craftsmanship where players collect exquisite materials to add to their personal floorboard and score achievements for interlocking elements of the floor. Suitable for 2 to 4 players aged 10 and up, each game lasts between 40 to 60 minutes. So get ready to redesign the Café de Paris floor, and may the best craftsman win. Good Games Publishing is brewing up a magical storm with their new social deduction card game Curses and Covens, set to release in fall. In this enchanting game, players take on the roles of either townsfolk hiding friendly witches or a witch hunter seeking to uncover them. It's a thrilling chase as the witch hunter player tries to pick 5 witch cards from the opposing player's hands to win, while the townsfolk strive to pass around the witch cards and shelter them from the witch hunter. Designed for 4 to 6 players aged 14 and up, each game promises 20 minutes of spellbinding fun. Get ready for a prehistoric adventure. GameRight has unveiled Wrath of Fire Mountain, a strategy game where players lead a group of cave people living around a giant volcano. The game involves dice rolling, strategic positioning, and even hatching dinosaurs. Designed for 2 to 4 players aged 10 and up, each game lasts between 30 to 45 minutes. Prepare to explore, adapt, and survive in this thrilling journey back in time. Step into the digital realm with Compile Main 1, a new card game by Greater Than Games. In this intriguing game, players become competing artificial intelligences, striving to understand the world around them. Using cards and protocols, they grapple with concepts ranging from darkness and light to water and metal. Designed for 2 players aged 14 and up, each game offers 20 to 30 minutes of strategic play. Who will be the first to compile 3 protocols and win the game? Only time will tell. Get ready for a blast from the past with Rayman the board game by Flyos Games, inspired by the classic Ubisoft video game series. Players can choose their favorite colorful hero from the series and race to rescue teensies in this family-friendly game. With detailed character figures and gameplay designed for 1 to 4 players, it's a nostalgic journey back to the digital world of Rayman. So who's up for a race to save the teensies? Immerse yourself in the world of Scadrial with Mistborn, the deck-building game by Brotherwise Games and based on the novel series by Brandon Sanderson. Designed by John D. Clare, players can control iconic characters and harness their powers from metals to unlock allomantic abilities. Whether you're playing solo or with up to 4 players, prepare for an hour of strategic battles against the Lord Ruler. Suitable for ages 13 and up, it's time to delve into the world of Mistborn. Exploding Kittens is set to make your summer more exciting with 4 new games. Let's Hit Each Other with Fake Swords is a literal sword fighting card game for 3 to 6 players that wraps up in 15 minutes. Zombie Burrito adds a horror twist to the Throw Burrito franchise, introducing a Zombies vs. Survivors team play element for 3 to 6 players ages 7 and up in a 15-minute game. For the adults, When Zip Hits the Fan is a 10-minute drinking game that uses a spinner to determine actions for 2 to 8 players ages 21 and up. Lastly, You Little Stinker is a picture matching game featuring a dog-shaped dice shaker for 2 to 5 players ages 4 and up that plays in just 5 minutes. Get ready for a summer of fun. Brace yourselves for a magnetic shift in the Marvel Champions of the card game as Magneto, the X-Men's arch-nemesis, joins the hero's side. This new hero pack by Fantasy Flight Games, set to release on November 15th, features a ready-to-play 40-card leadership deck and additional hero cards for diverse deck-building options. Get set for an electrifying face-off against Exodus, one of Magneto's former acolytes, and an optional encounter with the notorious Hellfire Club. Prepare to journey into the unknown with Andromeda's Edge, a sci-fi worker placement game by Cardboard Academy and Lucky Duck Games. Designed for 1 to 5 players aged 14 and up, this game lets you control unique factions, deploy spaceships, and build your space station in a quest to uncover the secrets of the Andromeda Galaxy. With gameplay lasting about 40 minutes per player, it's time to embark on an interstellar adventure like no other. Get ready to till the soil and harvest, a new board game by Keymaster Games where players become farmers. Designed for 1 to 4 players aged 10 and up, this game involves claiming a farmhouse, drafting sunrise cards, and using wheelbarrows to gather resources, plant seeds, and harvest crops. With a playtime of 30 to 60 minutes, it's all about who can work the land most efficiently and accumulate the most points by the end of the harvest season. Defenders of the Wild is a thrilling strategy game where players, as one of 4 unique animal factions, fight mechs, clear pollution, and reclaim factories on a modular forest map. Designed for 1 to 4 players aged 14 and up, this game of nature versus machines offers a playtime of 1 to 2 hours. So gear up, choose your faction, and defend the Commonwood against an industrial winter. Ready to race with Sonic and friends? Well, Sonic Speed Battle is a new tabletop game that offers 3 card game modes for 2 to 4 players aged 8 and up to test their speed, gear up for a shooting battle, or prove their Master Emerald hunting skills. With 24 iconic Sonic characters to choose from, this game promises 30 minutes of fast-paced fun. So who's up for the challenge? Worms, the board game Collector's Edition, is a riveting game based on the classic computer game where players utilize classic weapons and tactics to battle for annelid supremacy on a hex map. Suitable for 2 to 4 players aged 10 and up, the game promises 45 minutes of strategic fun. So ready your weapons and prepare for wormy warfare. Looking for a thrilling adventure to share with friends? Well, Lucky Duck Games has unveiled Tranquility: The Ascent, a standalone card game where 1 to 5 players ages 8 and up work together to scale a mountain by completing a grid of numbers in just 20 minutes. But beware, if a player can't take an action on their turn, everyone loses the game. This game also includes 3 mini expansions for added fun and challenge. So, who's up for a mountainous challenge? Lastly, Direwolf Digital is set to release a new expansion for Clank Catacombs in September, titled Layers and Lost Chambers. This expansion introduces new elements such as the Sphinx, a Medusa, and living statues, and adds lost chambers with mysterious powers to the game. The game, suitable for 2 to 4 players aged 13 and up, offers a playtime of 45 to 90 minutes. Let's talk for a bit about what's happening on the Meeple Mentor YouTube channel. If you want to learn more about board game terminology and jargon, head to Amazon.com to pick up a copy of my book, Push Your Luck, the Board Game Dictionary. It's the world's first board game dictionary with over 800 terms defined, available as a Kindle ebook or paperback. And since I last published a news video, Holly and I got married. We are officially married, which we did as a small ceremony at the courthouse, so thank you all for your support and well wishes. We've been putting out some new reviews of games, which you may have seen. We reviewed Atlantis Rising and its Monstrosities expansion. We reviewed Clash of Galliforms and Honeybuzz with the Fall Flavors expansion. And upcoming, stay tuned for our reviews of Ninja Sloths, Tokaido, and Set a Watch Doomed Run. In September, we'll be attending a private game convention in North Carolina. We're very excited to see all our friends there soon and be gaming together again. Thanks for tuning in to today's news update. I do appreciate your support. And remember, teach when you can, but always be learning. See you next time.